This is about pontoon boating, but Nova Scotia in particular. However, there's a background to it because we're from a place with lots of islands. I had a kayaking school for 16 years. I studied marine charts, navigation, and everything. But I knew it was time to buy a boat that everyone could come out on the ocean with, to all those bays that I knew from kayaking. And of course, I named it after my kayaking company, Sea Suns. It's a tri-toon with a metal underlay, and the middle pontoon, which is about 8 feet in length, is great because it takes the weight of the 90 horsepower, which is fairly heavy. And you do need a powerful engine for being on the ocean because of the great distances. I'm also an author. These are books I've written that are available all about the sea for kids, teenagers on Amazon. And I see these all the time, and I like to share them with my family. So that's why we bought the pontoon boat. By the way, that's a sunfish, also called a mola mola. And here we are, cruising off the coast of Chester with family and friends. My son loves to surf. I got 3 boys. There's his friends and family, and we always are out socializing, doing something. Now, the boat originally came from Ontario. I loved it because it had the full camper top. I did put in the flooring, a new flooring. It has wonderful seating. And as you can see, it's a pretty comfortable looking boat. This is my niece. It's great because you can land on beaches, sliding right up without worry of having to buy a punt or a small boat to get you in and out. Now, we do take it on the lakes. It's great for wakeboarding, and the kids love that. So the biggest thing is to find something that everybody loves to do. Lakeboarding and wakeboarding, I should say, is one of my kids' favorite activities. And our lake is great for it. However, having the ability to put it on a trailer and be mobile is really beneficial, and I'd encourage others to do the same. So as you can see there, in a minute, there's going to be a lot of great opportunities to see other things besides just your short little 3-kilometer lake. For example, here I am cruising our lake, but the true fun begins when you're actually in all the massive amount of bays and harbors. And here's my family out in St. Margaret's Bay, heading out towards the open ocean where you can see whales and porpoises and stuff. And of course, you could still do the tubing or wakeboarding on these sheltered bodies of water that are everywhere. We camp overnight. This is my son sleeping. We're way off the coast of Chester, which is known for its 365 plus islands. And here we're going to be snorkeling in a few minutes. My friend also has a boat, a bayliner. And when you get out to the islands, you can see there's a lot of people out there with boats. This is an outer island too, and they've discovered the beaches and places that people who don't have boats can't access. We actually spent the night on this island. Should I say moored off of this island? But there's lots of islands, and you can see some of them are being developed by looks of this one. I put the top down once in a while too. However, it is great to have full shade, especially in Nova Scotia where the wind and the weather is changing constantly. So it's great to have options. This is Mahone Bay, by the way. And here's my family who depend on me making the right decision with regards to weather, wind, whether we go out, whether we don't, where we go, and whether we turn around and find a new spot. So there's a few apps that I want to teach you about before you get on the water that will make life so much easier. Before I do, just a couple quick notes. There's my boat. That's moored at a very sheltered spot. As mentioned, sometimes I do have to swim out, but I do have a kayak that I can moor at the paddle out and leave at the mooring or pull along behind me. And like the pontoon boat, both of them slide up on the shore. If it's sandy, of course. This is me zipping along with the top down in St. Margaret's Bay. Always wearing my life jacket, just like I would if I was in my kayak. Quick little visit to the underside of the boat. You'll see the metal underlay. That protects the boat from the water a bit more and also makes it a little more streamlined so that it goes a little faster. The water doesn't slow it down by hitting the ribs. LaHave Islands, Nova Scotia, off of Bridgewater. This is my family. Obviously, I used to kayak and I was by myself a lot, so now I get to hang with this crew, and I'm pretty lucky. There's my family there. And we, in this picture, are cruising off of Mahone Bay for a couple days. This is why I have these apps. Let's take a look at this one, Navionics. I highly recommend it. It's about $30, and it opens up not just the lakes, but the ocean, the coastline. And that's where the true exploring begins, especially if you know what to do and where to go. I'm going to try to help you with that a little bit. So what you do is that once you get into the app, scroll in, and you'll see that there's colors. White for deep water, light blue for less deep, and darker blue for even shallower. Rocks are indicated by a white cross, and you can plot your course and it will fairly safely, navigate you from A to B. The next app, which I highly recommend, is called Windy, and it's a very good app. You can use the colors to do a lot of the work for you. For example, if the bottom you'll see is purple, and the province of Nova Scotia is mostly purple this day. And what that means is that the winds, if you look at the number, are about 0 to 5 knots, and 1 knot is 2 kilometers per hour. And you can see me scrolling right in here. You lose your colors if you get in too close. So if 1 knot is 2 kilometers per hour, 5 knots is 10 kilometers per hour. 25 kilometer per hour winds are obvious if you see white caps. So you have visual cues as well. And when you can go into the app, you can actually pick spots that look sheltered before you go, such as Chester Basin here, especially the west side or the south side of this map. And you can see that the waves wouldn't have time to build up in there. There's a lot of islands to explore where you're going to be in the shelter all day. So find your wind speeds, round them off, choose your color, choose your location, out of the wind, out of the waves, and you'll be fine. You can even scroll across the bottom and choose other days. So be safe. Have a fantastic summer. Make sure that you and your family have a plan B in case plan A doesn't work. Make sure you have life jackets. You can see I'm a captain in the fire department, so safety is just drummed into my head. But I think the folks appreciate it. A little trust goes a long way. And finally, I'll leave you with an image of me probably pulling my kayak a little too fast. It doesn't look too comfortable back there as I skip across the bay here. Hence the reason I usually leave it at home. Have a great summer. Thanks for watching.